From colonies to colossus, a daring transformation. Imagine a vast wilderness, a land teeming with promise and peril. This was North America in the 1600s. European powers hungry for land and riches set their sights on this new world. England, with its dreams of empire, established the first permanent English settlement in Jamestown, Virginia, in 1607. This marked the beginning of a new era. Over the next century, 13 colonies took root along the Atlantic coast. Each colony had its own unique character and purpose. Some sought religious freedom, others economic opportunity. All, however, were shaped by the challenges and triumphs of life in a new land. These colonies, forged in hardship and determination, would become the unlikely seeds of a future superpower. A new world beckons, seeds of a nation planted. Life in the colonies was far from easy. The colonists faced harsh weather, disease, and conflict with Native American tribes. Yet they persevered, building communities and forging a new identity. They cleared forests, cultivated crops, and established trade. The colonists, though separated by vast distances, were bound by a common language, a shared English heritage, and a growing sense of independence. As the colonies prospered, so too did their desire for self-governance. England, however, viewed the colonies as a source of wealth and resources, imposing taxes and restrictions that fueled resentment. The seeds of discontent were sown, setting the stage for a momentous clash. Liberty or death, the fires of revolution ignite. By the mid-1700s, tensions between England and its American colonies reached a boiling point. The cry of no taxation without representation echoed throughout the colonies. Protests erupted, fueled by a growing sense of injustice and a fervent desire for liberty. In 1775, the simmering tensions boiled over into armed conflict. The shot heard round the world was fired at Lexington, Massachusetts, marking the beginning of the American Revolutionary War. The colonists, though outmatched by the mighty British Army, fought with unwavering courage and determination. Inspired by the words of Thomas Jefferson's Declaration of Independence, they vowed to secure their freedom or die trying. After 8 long years of struggle, the colonists, aided by France, emerged victorious. The year was 1783. A new nation, the United States of America, was born. Section 4, Forging a Nation. The Constitution takes shape. The fledgling nation, though triumphant, faced a daunting task, creating a government that would ensure unity and protect the hard-won freedoms. In 1787, delegates from the 13 states gathered in Philadelphia for the Constitutional Convention. Their mission to create a blueprint for a new form of government. The delegates, led by visionaries like James Madison and Alexander Hamilton, debated fiercely for months. They grappled with fundamental questions about power, representation, and individual rights. Finally, they emerged with a remarkable document, the United States Constitution. This document, ratified in 1788, established a system of government based on separation of powers, checks and balances, and the protection of individual liberties. It was a bold experiment in self-governance, a beacon of hope for a world yearning for freedom. Section 5. A House Divided, the Civil War and its Aftermath. The Civil War, one of the most defining and transformative periods in American history, left an indelible mark on the nation. It was a time of immense struggle, sacrifice and change, shaping the future of the United States in profound ways. The issue of slavery, a dark stain on the nation's conscience, cast a long shadow over the young republic. Enslaved individuals endured unimaginable hardships, and the moral and ethical implications of slavery weighed heavily on the nation's soul. As the nation expanded westward, the debate over slavery intensified, dividing the nation along geographical and ideological lines. The North and South found themselves increasingly at odds, with each side holding steadfast to their beliefs and way of life. The question of whether new states admitted to the Union would be free or slave states became a flashpoint for conflict. In 1860, the election of Abraham Lincoln, a staunch opponent of slavery, as president proved to be a turning point. Lincoln's election was seen as a direct threat to the institution of slavery, and his commitment to preserving the Union set the stage for the impending conflict. 11 southern states, fearing the abolition of slavery, seceded from the Union, forming the Confederate States of America. This act of secession was a bold and defiant move, signaling the start of a bitter and bloody struggle for the soul of the nation. The American Civil War, a brutal and bloody conflict, erupted in 1861. Battles raged across the country, from the rolling hills of Virginia to the vast plains of the Midwest. The war tested the limits of human endurance and the resilience of a nation divided. Brother fought against brother, father against son, in a nation torn apart. Families were divided, friendships shattered, and communities left in ruins. The war brought unimaginable suffering and loss, but also moments of extraordinary bravery and sacrifice. After 4 years of devastating warfare, the Union emerged victorious in 1865. The victory came at a tremendous cost, with hundreds of thousands of lives lost, and the nation left to grapple with the aftermath of such a profound and painful conflict. Slavery was abolished, but the scars of division ran deep. The end of the war marked the beginning of a new and challenging chapter in American history as the nation sought to heal and rebuild. The Reconstruction era, a period of rebuilding and reconciliation, followed the war. This era was marked by significant efforts to restore the Union and address the deep-seated issues that had led to the conflict. It was a time of hope and possibility, but also of significant challenges and setbacks. It was a time of both progress and struggle as the nation grappled with the legacy of slavery and the challenges of integrating formerly enslaved people into society. The Reconstruction era saw the passage of important legislation aimed at securing civil rights and equality. But the road to true justice and reconciliation was long and fraught with obstacles. The efforts to rebuild the South and integrate formerly enslaved individuals into American society were met with resistance and violence, highlighting the deep divisions that still existed within the nation. Despite these challenges, the Reconstruction era laid the groundwork for future advancements in civil rights and set the stage for the ongoing struggle for equality and justice in the United States. Section 6. Rising to Global Power, the 20th Century and Beyond. The 20th century witnessed the United States' meteoric rise to global prominence. This era was marked by significant economic, political and social transformations that reshaped the nation and its role on the world stage. The Industrial Revolution transformed the nation into an economic powerhouse, driving innovation and industrial growth. This period saw the rise of major industries, technological advancements, and an increase in the standard of living for many Americans. Meanwhile, 2 world wars cemented its status as a military superpower, with the US playing crucial roles in both conflicts. The US emerged from World War II as a global leader, championing democracy and playing a pivotal role in shaping the post-war world order. The establishment of international institutions like the United Nations and NATO underscored America's commitment to global stability and cooperation. The Cold War, a period of intense rivalry with the Soviet Union, tested the nation's resolve. This era was characterized by a nuclear arms race, space exploration competition, and numerous proxy wars around the globe. The US invested heavily in defense and technology, leading to significant advancements in various fields. The US emerged from this era as a victor, witnessing the fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989 and the subsequent collapse of the Soviet Union. These events marked the end of the Cold War and the beginning of a new era of American influence and unipolarity in global affairs. Throughout the 20th century, the US grappled with social and political upheaval. The nation faced numerous challenges, including economic depressions, political scandals, and social movements that sought to address systemic inequalities and injustices. The civil rights movement of the 1950s and 1960s, led by figures like Martin Luther King Jr., fought tirelessly for racial equality. This movement brought about significant legislative changes, including the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Voting Rights Act of 1965, which aimed to dismantle segregation and ensure equal rights for all citizens. The women's rights movement challenged gender norms and fought for equal opportunities. Activists campaigned for issues such as voting rights, workplace equality and reproductive rights, leading to significant societal changes and greater gender equality. The passage of the 19th Amendment in 1920, granting women the right to vote, was a landmark achievement in this ongoing struggle. Section 7. The American Tapestry, a nation of progress and diversity. Today, The United States stands as a nation of remarkable progress and enduring challenges. Over the centuries, it has evolved from a fledgling collection of colonies into a global powerhouse, a beacon of hope and opportunity for millions. It is a global leader in technology, innovation and culture, a magnet for immigrants from all corners of the globe. These immigrants bring with them their unique traditions, languages and perspectives, enriching the American cultural mosaic. The nation's diversity, once a source of division, is now celebrated as a strength. This diversity fuels creativity and drives innovation, making the United States a dynamic and vibrant society. From the bustling metropolises to the heartland's rolling plains, the American spirit of resilience, ingenuity, and a commitment to freedom endures. In cities like New York and Los Angeles, the hustle and bustle of daily life reflect the nation's relentless drive towards progress. The American story is still being written, a testament to the human spirit's enduring power to strive for a more perfect union. Everyday, ordinary citizens contribute to this narrative, working together to overcome obstacles and build a brighter future. It is a story of triumphs and tragedies, of progress and setbacks, of unity and division. The civil rights movement, the moon landing and the fight for equality are just a few chapters in this ongoing saga. Above all, it is a story of hope, a testament to the enduring belief in the power of individuals to shape their own destiny and build a better future for generations to come. This hope is reflected in the faces of young students, ambitious entrepreneurs, and dedicated public servants who strive to make a difference every day.